You've just stepped into An Empty Street, a podcast where we casually engage in difficult conversations about relationships, wealth, and health. We are just three curious gentlemen who ask questions almost about everything, and our aim is to find answers from others and within ourselves. We sit down every other week to explore unaltered conversations. So let's walk the talk together, and welcome to the Empty Street podcast.
There's often a notion in our society where we are encouraged to work hard. Like, that's the only way to be successful. I think in this episode we can sort of discuss the current state in our society of romanticizing hard work, how it affects us individually and as a society, and also unpack the concept of working smarter versus working harder.
Okay.
What do you gents think about working hard, just generally, working hard?
For me, I would say like just thinking to that idea and just how it is shifted our culture, right? Obviously, we know I'd say traditionally we knew that the men were people that were more notorious for doing the hard labor.
Yeah.
So they would be the ones going out with partner while the wives are probably sitting at home or taking after the crops and whatever, right? But I feel like in just how things have shifted, because everyone now works in industry or wherever.
Yeah.
We have adopted as a culture the whole idea of having to work hard, and not giving yourself like time to just have a different approach into how you're doing things, and then you find yourself like in situations where you're spending more time at work than at home. You're losing touch with the people you love, because you've been told, or we've been told, that you have to work hard in order to attain a certain level of success. You have to put in sleepless hours in order to achieve a certain goal or whatever. And I get it to a certain extent. Obviously we have limited time in a day. Kumule, other people have families. So exeni, you wake up, you have to get your kids ready, you're dropping them off probably, or by transport. You get to work, you do what you have to do within those 8 hours, right? And then you get home, you're stuck in traffic. These are different scenarios, obviously. You're stuck in traffic for an hour or so. You have to cook, get the kids ready in their PJs, homework.
Is that your life?
No, that's not my life. It's a scenario.
Yeah,
right?
no, I get you.
You're preparing their homework, you're helping them to do their homework.
Yeah.
And let's say, for instance, you're probably a person that wants to further their studies. You want to upskill. Where do you get that time? Yeah, with upskill, And that's why I'm saying I get it to a certain extent. But I think the wrong narrative is to kind of say we should work hard. Like you said, you can still work smart in doing those things, If you're able, like now we just mentioned having kids, you can easily have a tutor take over your time of like doing that homework or whatever. Organize transport for your kids to get fetched and whatever. Breakfast or their lunch you can prepare the night before, like those kind of things, just to make more time for your stuff. And I think that would be a smarter way of like approaching that whole idea. And you can obviously expand on that. But I think as a start, that's something I've kind of noticed, And in terms of how it affects us, I think it's not healthy. You know, I don't think it's healthy, but yeah, I mean, I'd like to pick your guys' brains on the whole thing.
But just focusing on the society before maybe the effects. I think ibuya even back then. Even as bokhuluma ngabobaba, most more indoda endlini. Bekuna le saying ukuthi awuzohlala singanakudla. Awuzohlala nje
sofa.
Yeah, so mele uphume, you must make a plan.
Yeah.
And when the plan yakhona, sometimes ugcina soba yena le mawuthi uya-check amakhehla kudala. Bengase abantu abakhona ukuhlala phansi. Mina ngikhumbula even nangogogo wami. Bekulabantu angithi uyazi ukuthi babathanda ukulo baye engadini akakhona umuntu uthi angahlala phansi, but always unalento, but kibo bengabeka ngalento ukuthi you must work hard, but bebeke ngalento ukuthi awuzohlala nje ubhoreke wali umsebenzi omningi la ekhaya ukuthi kulento ongazenzi. So kufanele kube nalento leyo. So mina mabenza into ezikanjalo uyayibonakala ukuthi ekhaya uyancedisa nabantwana bathiwa babazali awuzozalela nje ukuthi ube umntwana uhlale nje lapho uhlobise.
Yeah.
Bozalelwa for a reason. Kumele mawusokhona mawumjita mawumfana la uzela uzosebenza uzela uzelela ukuthi uzoncedisa.
You need more hands la endlini baba
awuzozala nje ukuthi uzela ukuthi ube khona nje uzosidina nje kuphela. So vele beyinte kanjalo. So from lapho throughout as your generation so lokuzivaya as mine sebaqala ukuthi immediately and futhi enye into lento usho ukuthi hard work as romanticize the way romanticize ngakhona. So ibuya nale effect ukuthi la sibuya khona background yethu. Yabona ukuthi ayekuzosuka ekhaya owazi ukuthi isihluphekile. Then uhamba uyele yofika then uyodlala. You must work hard.
Yeah.
Just make low work hard wethu. Sithema sesimthatha mase simphesiva the way simphesiva because sambuka sathini so akumelanga ulale. You must work hard. Wenze sure ukuthi uhleli kaso yakho mina sasevasithi bothi uhleli uyibukelela imuvi uzuyisolo bothi ngenza into wrong kahle because uphume ekhaya uthe uyospana ngizospana noma ngizospana akunayo ibreak angitholi ibreak into efanele ngiyenze fanele ngithole la ngispane without understanding ukuthi egcineni uzela ukuzospana as much as uzela ukuzospana will understand ukuthi lo mzimba lo uyakhathala. Bo checka even ngento elula checka njengehash. Ihash ngazi ngena wagibela ngena nama naye emakhaya mo check ihash khona lebeka nalo lo uncle wami bothi ukuthi libone ihash ntwana nomathi khona lo baba yathona ukuthi athengisa ngawamalahle mathengisa ngawamalahle le bobothi if ukhona ukukhathala ihash ubani wena ungumuntu because system yakho obvious khona lento le enye bengichecka bona most of the time mo check abantu abaspana ngama computer nabantu abaspana ngomzimba banokukhathala kwabo okuhlukile. Mara kuwes lokukhathala lokwale system le because le breakdown wangithola ukhona ukukhombisa ukuthi either way wonke umsebenzi okhona uyayidinga ukuthi uyenzeni noma to apply hard work kanjani but at the end of the day uyayidinga rest was umzimba. So as much as singe romanticize sikushayela izalo ukuthi no uyaspana uyaspana gents uyaspana as much as ushilo ukuthi egcineni you need to work smart ongilunga ukuthi ungayicabangeli ukuze umzimba wakho ukhona ukulast udinga ukuthi unakekele and ukunakekela ukuthi usebenze but at the same time na uphinde unakekele and ukunakekela ukwazi ukuthi while usebenza ukhona ukusebenza mawuceda maybe uthatha umzimba wakho use ku spa you still doing something but ma wenza something ukuthi uyawunakekela so uyawureward ngantene into kanjalo then bese siyabuya lapha I know before singena ama effect khona point of ngithasha kuwe.
I think we need problem enginayo with romanticizing hard work is working hard on the wrong things. In lack of a better word, mangithi wrong things. There's a line like J. Cole, what does this line say, Gonje? Mara, he's basically talking about, why don't I remember this line? Mara, he's like, nigga, you took this ladder and you went a long way. But oops, you went the wrong way. So that's the problem I have ukuthi wonke umuntu manje uzofuna ukuthatha lento hard work. For instance, if path that I chose career yam is ukuba copywriter, for instance. Copywriter, and I'm working hard hours all these years, and then I'm in my 40s now. Boom, AI comes.
Yeah.
One. Or even not in my 40s, maybe I'm sacrificing all my early 20s so that I can be the best copywriter by the age 27, and I'm working really hard. One. Only for AI to come through and replace me.
Just
One.
like that.
So now it feels like, oh,
All that work was for
okay, that was for nothing. So what I'm trying to say is, kumele sizicheck izinto that we are working hard on, ukuthi how long can we work hard for this, and what's the outlook in this amount of years, or also calculate ukuthi working hard on this, what are the risks involved, what's the worst that could happen, because you're gonna work hard on this thing only for you to be irrelevant, or for you not to be paid as much as you thought you were gonna be paid, because also we are being sold the idea of work hard. I don't know what or who's benefiting on the other hand of people just working hard.
production.
How so?
The production scale. Things get done at a larger
Okay.
rate.
Yeah.
So the businesses, obviously.
So we can say it's capitalism,
Yeah.
because you're gonna crash or be diagnosed of a certain disease because you are not resting, and who's gonna benefit? The pharmaceutical industry. So it's those things ukuthi mina problem enginayo when it comes to hard working, it's working hard on the wrong thing. One. Again, in lack of a better word, I don't know what word I can use for a wrong thing, but yeah, just working hard for something that at the end won't pay off.
But in that moment, do you think you know that what you're working hard on won't really reap the rewards?
No, of course not. Of course not. But that's why I also mentioned the point of being calculative and also looking at whatever you're working hard on long term. One. Because I think the one thing that pushes us to really work hard is survival, which is understandable because that's where we come from. We've been working hard. Well, our ancestors have worked hard because they wanted to survive. But now, right now, like we're living in luxury, Tina, like in this generation. As much as but it's actually luxury. Right now, we're no longer looking for a bomb that's gonna come through and kill us all. We're no longer careful about the foods we eat. With I might die from this. So that most of the things that our ancestors were most cautious of have been eliminated right now. So we sort of live comfortably now. There's no lion that's gonna come through. We're in the wild, but there's no lion that's gonna come through now. So I had to work hard a certain way or go hunt a certain in a certain environment that I don't know the risk factors that are involved there. So now it's all about, okay, I can live comfortably at least. So let me calculate the amount of work that I can put in onto something to be aware of which is this gonna pay off or what. That's what I'm trying to say. I don't know if I'm making sense.
Nah, it makes sense, dog.
Yeah.
It makes sense. I think that was just my only question is like in the moment. Like your example about the copywriter, for instance.
Yeah.
If you think about a copywriter before the times of AI and ChatGPT and all of these other AI tools, right? They didn't see a day like this coming, right?
Yeah.
Maybe if you did, you didn't think it would come this early or in the rate that it did.
Yeah.
So even for them, being in this current situation, it's not like now they are completely now like
of course. No.
Because even through that they can still make means. They can use that as a way of working smart.
It's an accelerator,
They can use that as a way of working smart also. Because at the end of the day, whatever the AI produces, you still need to proofread. You can't just take it and copy and take it as it is and just believe whatever is written with it to be true. You still need to kind of edit here and there, you know, tweak it based on what you're trying to tailor. So your night does it. what you were saying about having to kind of look at things in long term and whether putting in all of those hours will really benefit you. I think
Yeah.
it is really important.
Yeah, that's the
you know,
point
yeah.
I wanted to
No, that part
to
really
make,
is
actually.
important.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think as far as what we're currently going through, I think we've touched on I think on different parts of just the current state of society in terms of the working class and how we've just romanticized the whole idea of span.
Yeah,
I think
and also maybe we can touch on social media as well.
Yeah,
On how we see people attaining higher levels of success
through
and
hard work.
us, whatever avenues that they are embarking
You
on,
know, yeah.
but us now getting the pressure from that to say, yo, I need to work hard.
I need to get to
Yeah,
where
yeah.
Ali
And
is.
also now, I mean, I'm not saying hard work doesn't work, right? And also now,
you don't know the amount of time.
but they're like, yeah, I slept on the floor, I was not eating this, I was eating one meal a day, and I was walking
The
this
testimony.
amount
This
of
distance.
this
Yeah.
distance to
Yeah.
get to wherever, and I didn't have a girlfriend, I didn't have family,
Didn't
I
go
was
out.
didn't go out. Excuse me, I was not drinking, I was not doing this,
I
and
feel like
I was
those are their
just
testimonies, bro.
it's their testimonials, but now the more people that do that on social media, it's the more it paints in our heads.
That's
That's the
blueprint.
way.
Yeah,
That's the
it's a
blueprint.
blueprint,
So
yeah.
Nami, maybe to get to there,
Yeah.
this is what I should be
Yeah.
doing. And Utologuti,
Big span.
there's this quote I heard, Uguti, you create your own luck. Right? And it's not by chance. It's by the work
you
that you
put
put
in.
in. Yeah. So it's different for everyone. If I'm a graphic designer and you are an architect, the amount of work we're gonna put in is not the same. So I can't replicate the amount of work you put in as an architect and the amount of work I put in as a graphic designer, or he puts in as a retail manager. So it's different for all
fields.
Yeah. So goes back to what I was saying, Witty. You just look before you can take that blueprint of working hard. You should do what you just mentioned, Witty. Okay. I understand that I should be working hard for me to get this amount of success. But how do I limit that amount of work that I can put in so that I can focus on more important things like your health? We are one, which we can would be a segue.
Segue.
to-
Say, but before siya kule, there's something more khuluma ngale engicabangayo ukuthi mo checka kuzo zonke lezi hard work. Ngifila ngathi kunento eyi-one important which esiyiluzayo, knowing yourself. Knowing yourself. Ngifila ngathi lento le into si-neglectayo or esiyi-ignorayo kakhulu.
Yeah.
Because into esenzayo sishaye copy and paste ezusho ukuthi thola ama-blueprint we-SK then sengayithatha ngifuna ukuyi-aplya kimi, and ukhumbule ukuthi uma ngizofuna ukwenza exactly the way enza ngakhona, sometimes i-reality yokuba yimi iyavela,
Yeah.
and uma seyivela yiyo into esuke besesenzani seyangivimba ukuthi ngingakhoni uku-achieve lezi zinto lezo. That's why sometimes ngithola ngi-depressed, because ngi-depressed then ukuthi ngiyitholile i-blueprint ngiyisebenzisile but still ayingispanelanga. You understand? Because azange ukhona ukuthi uyithole ukuthi mina ngubani. You understand? Then mangizozazi ukuthi ngubani, I will know ukuthi okay, mina kulezi zinto le wena uyikhulumile yiphi ngibona ngathi izinto zimitha i-character yami. Ngiyazi ukuthi if maybe say it's hard work, then it's hard work for you wena maybe wazi ukuthi bengilala ngesikhathi esikanje. Mina ngiyilo umuntu ongakhona ukuthi aspane, let's say for instance njengokufunda. Bekukhona abantu abazi bafunda ebusuku, khona abafunda during the day. You understand into kanjalo ukuthi when as much as it's hard work for you, but for me it works during the day.
Yeah,
But for you it works during the night. You understand? Izinto ezikanjalo. Because immediately mawukhona ukuthi uzazi wena, ku-easy ukuthi mawuthatha i-blueprint yomuntu, mawuyithatha uyiletha kuwe, then uyazi kuwe emele ikusipanele kanjani. Because once waluza lokho then uzoba so move nje kuphela, and uzobe uthathele ubuya kusasa uthatha yaNceba. because wena
I think
uzosho yakho
important intwana
uzosho
le
yakho
content.
then unceba uzofika show yakhe maybe kunezinye izinto ezisimile ozokhona ukuthi uyithole la but ezinye izoba different then futhi kuthatha saza ngithatha yakho saze ngiyabuya ngithatha yabo saze ngiyabuya ngithatha lo then ibuya kubani ama effect alona abuya kimi asingena kuma effect wazo we working hard.
Yeah, I think important the point you Antwana, like now I'm reflecting on myself right now to say Guti, I don't like hard work at all, bro. Like nah, yeah, I'm not good. That's not something I'm good at. Like
Spending time with hours.
yeah, timeless hours and lali. I like sleeping. I prioritize my sleep. That's why every night I sleep at 10 o'clock. Like that's it. I don't negotiate that. I'll have those exceptions during weekends and stuff, but like during the week, nah.
Important.
Nah. So I know that I won't be effective at night.
Yeah.
I'm not the person who's gonna be effective at night. So that's me knowing myself.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's a good point.
I think ukusho ukufaka even manje kuma kungena kuma effect. I remember back then ngisa praise ukungalali too much. More special ukungalali go maybe kokufunda mara bengikwenza too much lokwebhiya. I was so more excited ukuthi mangalalanga ngiphuzila ukuthi angisikhokho. You understand? Ngiyakhona ukushaya isilala, khona ukushaya isilala.
Ufuna ukuprove
yeah,
point.
ufuna ukuprove ipoint, you understand?
Uprove
ipoint. That means umprovela omunye umuntu ukuthi azi ukuthi ayilali or ngisiprovela mina, uyangithola. But izinto ngaba different, but at the end of the day ama effect akhona ekseni or during the day, because even during the day unalento yokuthi hayi angizolala emini wona mndoda elala emini angizolala emini emini still nakhona manivuka nina ngihlala nani ngiphusha nani nalesikhathi uyabona ukuthi ngidonse njalo asasebenzeki manje umzimba uyakutshela ukuthi hayi indoda kunento ongayenzanga mina uyenzile ngithola and uma kunjalo even noma so uyahamba so uyava yolala during the day mawuvuka lapho umzimba ukhathele because uyakhombisa ukuthi hayi manje befanele lama hours fongabe silele, which is one of the thing engayi notice. Then I go to a point ukuthi even now noma ngathi ufuna ukushaya isilala kanjani but is a must ukuthi ulale noma ngathi ulala 3 hours for during AMs mara it's a must ukuthi kumele ulale kwazi ukuthi at least ilanga lakho alimosheki because umoshilanga once ungalala the whole night ilanga lakho lakusasa already seliphelile gone. Then isebuya lento lokuthi once work hard then ubulala ini isikhathi awusabi effective.
Yeah.
Siluzile. Just imagine lesikhathi uzothi uvukile mari isystem yakho idown. Ukhona ukwenzani la?
Uyabona.
Uba izombi.
Uyabona.
Uhleli nje.
So you're not even productive for
the understand? Yeah.
And there's gonna be izinto ezifana nabo at the 5 a.m. club. So we wake up 5 a.m. and you push work.
You start your day.
Yeah. Whereas you look at most people, what we do when the moment we wake up, touch your phone, 1 hour gone. So
fast food.
Now you're gonna tell people to wake up at 5, but do they have the discipline to focus on the work? Maybe awungeni ndawo wena. It's depending on the person. But for me still it's like I cut my sleep short, so I'm not gonna be effective maybe the first 2 hours because I'm still drowsy. Defrost. So yeah, as much as maybe uzoti okay ulele late, maybe okay you're sacrificing the whole day. The next day. And then for someone else, it's like if I wake up earlier, okay, I'll sleep earlier and then wake up earlier to work. Maybe defroster. And there's exceptions, people who can do that, who can sleep late, no problem. The following day is still effective, going all in, mara long term.
It catches up with
I wake up early, I work the whole day. Okay, long term still. So it's those kind of things. And also glorifying or romanticizing hard work, how it would affect you as well. Most especially us as gents, it also affects our testosterone levels. And you'll go and search what happens when a guy's testosterone
is low.
Drops down. You can look up the effects. But that's one thing you don't want as a guy. And also, I had this point at the tip of my brain.
Stress levels,
Yeah,
bro.
stress levels. Yeah, one.
They heighten. You burn out.
And also, food. I recently came across an article where it says it having less sleep actually cuts a hormone in your body that indicates to your body that you are full right now. So you end up just eating a lot
yeah.
because you still feel hungry, which would lead to some negative health effects as well. Yeah, health issues.
Yeah, Dwana, I think the effects run wide and deep, and it's across. You can look at sports. Even people that play whatever sport, they have to. That's an essential part of a day. Is that you have to rest after practice. You have to rest after a game. Like all of those things. Obviously, there are times where you reward those times. You know, when there's what is it, football now? Where what was I watching? I forgot what I was watching. I think it was a movie or something. Where it was a chess. I forgot what the movie was, and it was a tournament. And then this guy was like, he was opening a bottle of champagne. What, can I pour you a glass? What, no. I only. Watchela lo moyo. What's telele? Only champions drink champagne. So that kind of embedded that idea with you. I need to work as hard as possible.
You need to feel like you deserve it.
It's the reward. Otherwise, Puzela. You know, you look at things like gym. For me, I know that I have to go, but I still need to rest. You can't go there the whole day.
Yeah.
If it's not even possible. I see there's people that go in 3-4 hours, and that's romanticizing the whole thing. It's not good for your health, but you're still there. You know, you're getting the gains, whatever the reward, but also it still has implications. But you're tired. You're not getting enough rest. And for a person that works out that much, you need a lot of sleep.
Yeah.
There's a lot of sleep you need to catch up on. So I mean, look, when is your digestive system actually doing its work? So even in that aspect, you still need to rest. You know, in the workplace, you still need to rest. You can't stare at the screen the whole day. Now specs busy, my specs no.
Yeah.
You know, it's busy on my specs. And I remember there was a time when I was still a kid, I used to like playing computer games, which led to and I don't know if people still notice it, but I stopped thinking about it even, where I blink a lot.
Now I remember you once mentioned it.
I blink a shitload, more than a normal average person does.
Yeah.
And it's an effect of too much screen time when I was still growing up.
Yeah.
So I only noticed it through people because they're like, hey, dog, why hands are you know, you constantly blinking.
Yeah.
But for me, I don't realize it because I can't see myself in the person.
Yeah.
So even with that, still, in my mind, you can't be under cage. What do they call those? Flip, I forgot what name they called it. But you can't be in the mine forever because you're inhaling those fumes.
Yeah.
And they affect you health-wise. So in every field or industry, or whatever lifestyle you live in, you need to kind of take time to rest. You know, if in a family-oriented type of space where you're constantly working, you're not putting time aside for family. You know, that affects the family itself.
Yeah.
You know, people get into divorce situations because of that. You're not spending time at home. When you know, people get insecure from stuff like that. Why do you always find the need to spend more time at work than at home? You know, or you bringing work home. You know, the kids don't even see you anymore. Bayavuga, awukho. Bayalala, awukho. You know, that relationship, when do you get time to set aside just for umdeni?
Yeah,
Also.
yeah.
You know, I mentioned earlier that just your loved ones, friends and all of that, you still need time to socialize.
Yeah.
You know, you,
Yeah.
like closing yourself off does not do you any good. Instead, you become out of touch with society as well. Angithi ukuthi manje you have to be a social butterfly. You have to be like out and about njalo, but just keeping in touch with the people that are close to you, you know, maintaining those relationships, because in one way or another you're gonna need those people though, you know, and you don't want to cut people off everywhere you go. Basically, you want, like, you can't live in an island.
Yeah,
you
true.
know? So,
True.
yeah, man.
True. It's one of the things I heard from a podcast I was watching. This guy was like, he interviewed billionaires. So it's like he interviewed a number of
Wealthy people.
billionaires, and one question he put in there was, what's one thing that you regret the most? And a very common answer that he got is spending time with the people I love. So that's another one. Like, it's a big regret that you can't fix.
Take back.
Yeah,
man.
you
That's
can't
time
you can't
gone.
correct it.
That's time gone.
You can't correct it, and it gets to show how much important human relations are in our lives and for our well-being as well. So yeah, I totally agree with that.
Yeah, because think about how those kids end up growing up. Forget your wife or your husband, right?
Yeah,
because
yeah.
you guys know each other already.
Yeah.
But think about now, people that look up to you, they're gonna take that as the standard.
Yeah,
You know
yeah.
what I'm saying? And they're gonna take it into their lives. You know what I'm saying? They're not gonna filter that with time or already like wasn't doing this.
They're not gonna
because
see
of
the
this.
importance,
Yes.
the significance.
Yeah, they're
of
gonna
those
say, oh, this is the
relations.
blueprint.
Yeah.
You know, this is how you actually run a household.
Yeah.
You have to put in tireless hours. You're hardly gonna be at home. Like all of these things,
Yeah.
you're gonna lose touch with your husband or your wife or whatever the case
Yeah.
is. And all you do is just work, put bread on the table.
Well, except they're not gonna do that because they already have the money, so they're no longer working for the money. But one thing that will happen is they won't know how to connect
Yes.
with other human
Yeah,
beings.
and that
So they're gonna
connection
have these
is
empty,
important.
meaningless relations with people.
Yeah.
So yeah.
And you'll feel like you don't need to maintain relationships.
Yeah. You won't see
And
the
you don't
need.
need to maintain every relationship
Yeah.
you come across, but there's certain ones that are important.
Yeah,
And you need to kind of
yeah.
Push
We've
those.
touched on a lot when
Yeah,
it comes to the
yeah.
effects. What do you have
Yeah.
in mind?
No, it comes to effect for now. No.
Yeah, the effects is also what you mentioned, not knowing yourself, because you're always working.
Yeah.
You barely get time to spend alone just to know yourself, to
Yeah,
know
introspection.
what
yeah.
triggers you, what you
Yeah.
like, what you don't like. And you'll get most people who do that. On top of the stress, they're also easy to snap. They snap easily when it comes to anger because
Yeah.
they haven't found a way to
Get
manage
it.
their emotions.
Yeah, yes.
And it also long term creates a character of a person who doesn't like to lose.
Yeah.
And that's not a good thing. That's not a good trait. Not like, I mean,
you
failure
can be
sucks.
competitive.
Yeah, failure
But, yeah,
sucks,
you
but
must-
be
you must-
competitive
yeah, you must
and
know how
also
to-
understand the reality of life that
You can
sometimes you
fail
win,
at times,
sometimes you
you
lose.
lose, yeah.
And that's all about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you also mentioned the part that you were talking about, working smart.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, with working smart, it will go back to the point that I made in like my reason why I don't really agree with the romanticizing of hard work.
Yeah.
So it gets to show while I'm listening to you guys, what I'm getting is hard work is fine, but too much hard work, religious hard work, that's where you'll face
Becomes
the
a
effects that
problem,
we
yes.
just mentioned.
Yeah.
So going to my first point is the best way you can go about working hard is understanding compounding. Compounding meaning that each and every amount of work you put in compounds into something. You don't have to aggressively go and be like, yo, I won't sleep for this amount of hours, I'll cut everyone off and focus on this thing. Because you need your sleep, you need your loved ones. So that's what I don't agree with when it comes to the entire notion of hard work. So with regards to working smart, one of the things that I would recommend that's a bit more practical is reading a book by Cal Newport titled Deep Work. Just on a surface level, what he proposes is that don't plan on working hard each and every hour of the day. Like if you spend 8 hours in front of your, or we can say 7 hours, accounting for an hour of lunch, you spend all that 7 hours just working. You're not gonna be productive. Same goes with studying. If you're gonna spend 7 hours just in front of a book like this, you're not gonna do anything. Jordan Peterson, which is a professor in an institution, also suggests that when you're studying, have a break, close the book, reflect on what you just read. He recommends even doing that every sentence that you've just read. Either reflect on it in your head or do some notes on the side. With regards to work, what Cal Newport suggests as well is that work for a certain amount of time and have breaks in between. It could be 20 seconds break up to 20 minutes breaks in between, just for you to refresh your mind. That's how you can be productive. And one of the things that his entire book is just all about or suggesting is that deep work is dedicating certain hours of the day, just putting in the work, and the rest of the hours of the day doing the things that you love, things that are recreational, things that will refreshen you. So if you think that hard work, okay, that's me. If you think that hard work is the way, all donkeys, construction workers, call center assistants, all those people would be rich if hard work was the way.
Yeah.
All construction workers would be rich if hard work was the way.
Yeah.
That's why I'm saying rather choose how you approach a certain project, a certain field, a certain career. Rather step back and look at ways to do it smarter.
Yeah.
Smarter being, it doesn't have to be, that's very impressive.
Yeah.
Smarter is, how can I make this work easily? How can I achieve the same goal easily? How can I put in less work but still achieve this?
same
And
results.
one of the ways is delegation. If I'm planning on starting a company, the only way I can go about it is, entrepreneurs work hard. So let me put in all the work. Let me be the accountant,
everything.
the marketer, the technical person, the HR.
Yonke.
Come on, bro, delegate.
It's not
Come
possible.
on, delegate. Equity is the way. Just work on selling the idea. People, you won't have to say, I don't have money to pay all these people that I can
say,
delegate
we
this.
start making
Sell
profits.
equity, dog. Sell equity.
Yeah,
Just
this is
say,
how much the percentage.
this is what I'm planning on starting. This is what I'm good at. These are the financial projections. This is how much money we can make a month. Come in, be my marketer, be my sales assistant. Let's work on this. And I won't be
Split
able to
profits
pay
in a
you,
way.
but I'm going to pay you with equity. You're going to have 3%, you're going to have 15% or 40% of the company. So that's you working smarter. You can apply that to education as well. When you're studying, you don't have all the time, maybe you're upskilling. You can hire someone to do a summary of the notes. Now you're going to complain about money. Think you can sort of adjust your lifestyle. Alex Hormozy suggests that you eat sandwiches every single day to save up your money. That's not good for your health. But there's way to always make things work.
Yeah.
Situations are different for everyone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
ezinye izinto esibulayo nokuyi-compare too much ukuthi kwabona ngasesigele khona umuntu omaziyo ukuthi vele uhlezi aphethe highest vele
Yeah.
uyazi ukuthi hayi lo uyasipana ndoda asikaze sambona even masihleli like lo eparkini so asikaze sambona so and vele makufika le ukhipha ama-results
Yeah.
uyangithola then vese ubone ukuthi that one vele usipana
Yes,
hard akumele ngabe ngihleli la nami mawuhleli la uzizwe uyisola ukazazi ngabe ngiserumini
Yeah.
ngibhizi ngiyasipana until you find a day now so uthola laba aba-play hard and they work hard at the same time babote lena ihlezi ngaphandle
Mara iyaphasa.
mara mayifike ishama yami mara iyaphasa ibuya lapho kule nto isho ukuthi that person umuntu ozaziyo umuntu ongakhona ukuthi ayicompare umuntu oyazi ukuthi okay manje ngifuna ukwenza ini ezokunika imotivation yokuthi now when I have to work hard I know ukuthi osayiplay hard mase ngiplay hard I know ukuthi ngiyazireward then yazi mase ngibuyelele no kufanele ngisipane kanjani as umention incwadi I think incwadi engihlezi most of the time ngimention most especially still
Get things done.
Definitely.
Who's the author yale ncwadi?
Ulonga nje bani la mjini sekudala ngagcina ukuyifunda manje ngizongibona la mjini but I think it's more practical more uyithola uyifunda le it's more practical because ikhona ukukhombisa ngayo lento bokhuluma ngokufunda it's like each task onayo wenza igoal yakhona if maybe ufuna ukachieve this you know ukuthi for isikhathi lesi ngifuna ukachieve this once you done you know ukuthi okay yiphi into engayenza engazi ukuthi now it's more about maybe wena oyithandayo ngithola then you know ukuthi maybe you set another goal kanjalo wenza sure ukuthi you work smart and at the same time uyaphinda uyasinakekela now I think if uzokhona ukuthi usipane kanjalo it's more easy ukuthi ukhona complete izinto ezibhaya and ukhona ukuthi now still ube healthy ngithola asivalele wona lapho boy
ngiyanizwa nje going at it
asivalele
Sibuyele dog, sibuyele
I
manje.
missed this like I mean I think you've already touched on ideas around working smart and not hard I don't want to expand on that. I think you guys have already expanded more on that, you know. All I can say is that same thing. It ranges over just different fields. You know, whether it's sports or anything. I know at the moment the narrative that's pushed really in sports, especially football, is that you need to work hard. You know, it's not even just football. I think basketball as well. You know, you hear stories about Ronaldo being the first one at training, the last one to leave. You know, those kind of things. But then you see a Messi, dog. Messi's just posted like background, hardly like in the action. You know, but Nigi ball. That's a person that works smart. That's all. And then Ronaldo's a person that works hard. Like he had to put in the hours to get to where he's at. I don't think Messi put in the same amount of hours to get to the same position as Ronaldo. You know, and that debate is still ongoing.
Yeah.
You know, basketball, Kobe Bryant, same thing. He also pushed that whole narrative with put in tireless hours. Well, Michael Jordan, tireless hours. You know, and yes, obviously, it sounds realistic because these people are living.
Are the product.
Yeah, they're the product of all of that work. You know. But what you just said now, with you might not get the same reward, like results, or it might not like work for you the same way it worked for me. Yeah, so the same analogy you had about school. There's obviously the top achievers. They probably doesn't even spend that much time in what they but because they're achieving so much, you end up thinking, crack. And that's what they used to call crack.
Yeah.
You know, crack. Like that's all they do. They live and breathe.
Yeah.
You know, and then there's people that like have extramural activities, like they in the culture of Iskele. You know, they still go out, they do all of these things, but come tests, come exams, they're still getting the results done. You know, so I think it boils down to what you were saying about who's Gava now. So when you're applying that whole work smart analogy or idea you still need to know the kind of person you are as well. You
yeah.
know? Because I don't think
Do a SWOT analysis on yourself.
yeah, do a SWOT and analyze it, see what works and what doesn't work, you know, and then trim down, filter. You don't have to take in everything people tell you. What doesn't work for you,
Yeah.
and then form your own idea
Yeah.
on what working smart looks like and how you want to apply it to your everyday life.
Yeah.
And I think along the lines you will see what works and what doesn't, and then you
Yeah,
just take it
yeah.
from there. You know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
This
gents.
is a dope convo. I don't know if you guys have any last words.
It's just a lot that's going in my
Yeah.
head right now for me. I would take more 15 minutes
another
more.
30.
Yeah.
But yeah. It also reminds me of like just knowing. I think it's an important point you made, Ntwana, knowing
Yeah.
yourself.
Yeah.
Because once you do that sort of analysis on yourself, and you also look at your vision, you get to understand whether hard work is for you or not.
Even
For
a
instance,
solution.
for me, I don't see a reason to work hard. Like I don't see it.
Yeah.
There's a lot that I can still get done
Yeah.
with just putting in extensive 3 hours a day, and I can be ahead of most people who've been putting in hours like 12 hours, longer hours than me. So there's going back to maybe my vision as well. I don't want to be a billionaire, so I don't see a reason to
Work that hard.
work that hard. Maybe the only billionaire I would say I want to be is having an impact on
Society.
a billion people.
Yeah.
H.
So
H.
that's not me, that's Christo. But yeah, those are my last words though.
Yeah.
We don't know why we're here, dog.
Nah, bro. It's always a new date of discovery. Bro.
Yeah.
Every day is a discovery.
You don't know why we're here. I don't need to crucify myself because I
It was
want to.
punishing.
To
Imagine looking back compared to, and then you realize, yo, I didn't spend time doing 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3.
bro.
And then you start having regrets, like what you were saying earlier. You know, like I know that I can't do everything, yeah? That I want to, but I also don't want to look back and say, yo, I wish.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
I know there's certain things that are out of my reach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I don't want to get to a point with Timbana.
You wish.
Even though I could,
Yeah.
as deprived. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You don't have to do everything.
Yeah.
But I'm sure there's certain things. No mus vale lampana for 24 hours in a day. No mus vale. I'm sure there's things you want to do.
Yeah.
You're not gonna lose anything.
Yeah.
And kunento we mention that your filter. There's this kid I know gisho with the state card at
At the door.
Off the door of your mind. Yeah.
So if I nama as kuluma ukuthi knowing yourself is very important. Mount your check, I'm a solution maningi. Via my YouTube full session maybe about this, then a solution. There are so many solutions. So you just need to know yourself. Once you know yourself, then it's able to filter. Because there are things you can't do with
Sure.
Tata lokubalekile for you, and then we just move.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I think we can close it off, Jen.
Yeah,
Go work hard instead of
let's-
wasting this
yeah,
time.
guys, let's go work hard. Don't be us. Don't sit around and do nothing. You know? Go work hard.
As we always say,
Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and take care of your pockets. This is the Empty Street Podcast, and we're signing out. Like we never left.